My Wi-Fi will not load specific web pages. Okay, that's an interesting one. This is something that just recently started occurring. Specific web pages are not loaded by my Wi-Fi, either on mobile or PC, so that means they try multiple devices. Have tested on Safari and Chrome. For example, my portal for my online classes never loads 90% of the time. Sometimes it does decide to load randomly, Craigslist.com. Endlessly loads forever. Most websites have zero issues accessing. I connected to my mobile hotspot to see if it was just an issue with my Wi-Fi, and yes, it is. My class portal and Craigslist load without issue when using my mobile hotspot. Any reason why this would occur? Yes. I tried flushing my DNS via terminal, but that didn't do anything. Okay, so let's talk about this one, because she's saying, okay, I switched to my mobile hotspot, which is a totally different IP address, and everything worked. Here's the thing. She said specifically she switched to her hotspot. She didn't say I switched to my mobile phone, which means that she switched to a different device entirely. She said she used her hotspot, which means that she was on the same computer and she hooked up to her hotspot, which means that she's using the exact same browsers she was using previously. So that automatically eliminates it from being a browser issue, just from that alone. Now, if she had said, whenever I use my phone, everything's working perfectly fine. However, when I'm using my computer, that's when I experience the issue. Now you can say, okay, you have an issue with pop-up blockers on your browser, which was the first thing I was thinking about until she said that, until she said hotspot. That is very, very important. That means she changed the public IP address to a different location and everything worked. If it was pop-up blockers, it still would block you because you're going to a location, or it's not necessarily blocking the site, it's blocking things on the site, like ads and stuff like that, which would cause you to not pull up the entirety of the page. So way back when, what had happened was pop-up blockers used to be the thing, and they still are. But essentially, what browsers and websites started to do, because they were actually losing revenue because of pop-up blockers, was that if you blocked certain things with your pop-up blockers, the page wouldn't load altogether. Or now they'll do wall gardens and say, hey, go ahead and subscribe. If you actually want to do this, you have to turn on pop blockers in order to see this screen. Like, you see this a lot nowadays where it'll show you the little splash page now. So they prevent you from using pop-up blockers on their page because they lose ad revenue. So that used to be a very, very prevalent situation. But in this case, she's changing her public IP address, so you can't say that it's a pop-up blocker in this particular situation. In this situation, she may be having issues with her internet security settings. So she may have like some type of internet security that may be interfering or something along those lines. I don't know what kind of router you have, but some routers have the ability to block sites. So if you have a type of router that has the ability to block sites, then it could just be your router trying to protect you by blocking certain malicious things on different websites. But the fact that it was doing it on Craigslist is kind of interesting. So I would try to plug in directly or be very, very close to the wireless device that you're trying to get Wi-Fi from, and see if that actually fixes the issue, or hook up directly. If you hook up directly and the issue goes away and it's only with wireless, then you have an issue with your router, and otherwise I would say reboot. So then just reboot the router and see if that resolves your issue. So that's how I would handle that issue. I would hook up directly, and I would also try to reboot, get closer, things of that nature.